Hello there, and welcome back to my channel. I am Maraki Bay and this is episode 3 of EXO Theories. If you have not watched the previous episodes, then a link to that will be shown here and in the description. Today I will be explaining the pathcode teasers of all 10 members without Luhan and Kris. If you do not know, they left the group before this era began. With that being said, let's begin. What I gathered from the teasers was that the Red Force have not been abolished yet, which could link to a continuous loop that the boys will be in the future, sort of like a deja vu. They seem to have held back their powers and tried to live a normal life separately. They all seem to get a notification that triggers the release of their powers. Kai is seen in London at 3 o'clock. He is being followed by a camera as he is constantly looking towards it as he is walking. This could be a sign of the Red Force now trying to get back at them. He gets a notification on his phone and then receives flashbacks of what happened in the maze in Overdose. There is no information on how they escaped. He uses his powers to teleport and the phone rings. He is not seen again. Tao is in Barcelona at 10:10. He is reading a newspaper that is talking about a comet. The text here says that the comet is appearing in 10 cities around the world. This references to all 10 members of EXO being transported back to Earth from the maze, which was from another planet. The light flickers and bursts. Time freezes for everyone except for Tao, just like in Miracles in December. He exits the shop and time begins again. This is a sign that the powers are back in use. Chanyeol wakes up in a field-like place in Arizona at 11 minutes past 5. He checks his pocket watch which says 5:07, which further clarifies my point of time being linked to when their powers will come back to them. He finds some debris of an old building while wandering the land. He then goes through a forest until night time. He sets the trees on fire using his powers. Xiumin is listening to Hurt whilst going home. He watches the TV while holding a glass cup. A spinning top is on the floor which links to Sehun's teaser. The TV turns to static and a line appears on the screen. The screen says Edinburgh 3:25. This is Sehun's location. He puts the glass down and runs away as the glass gets frosty. His powers have now come back also. Xiumin and Sehun are linked just like they were in war here. Sehun is in Edinburgh. He is walking outside and seems to be taking off streets on a map like he's trying to find a certain place. He arrives at a house where there are 2 children flying toys. My guess is that the children represent Luhan and Kris, as Kris has flight powers and Luhan has telekinesis powers. Just like Overdose, where there were 2 marbles stuck in the maze which signaled their departure. Anyways, a storm happens as an eclipse forms and he runs out the house. He created this storm unintentionally and it looks like he doesn't want the children to be affected by it. Suho is in Marseille, I guess? Marseille. At 10:22. He wakes up on a couch in an apartment and gets a call. He goes to an abandoned building and walks in a field similar to Chanyeol's. This could suggest the recurring idea of them being linked to parallel universes, except they are in different countries. He eventually finds an old swimming pool and sits in it. Water suddenly gushes at him. Chen is in Almaty at 8:01 in the evening. He goes to a rooftop surrounded by white sheets. This could represent the pureness and innocence of EXO compared to the Red Force, and how they are constantly seen as the light that will save the world. Okay, now that was a bit of a stretch, but he sits in the bell tower with books around him. He reads a book called Overdose, which could be about the events that occurred in the maze. I had a thought that they may have lost their memories while they were being transported in the comets to Earth, because they seemed confused, and Kai had flashbacks. It might just be me, but I will try and explain this as I go. An eclipse forms and you hear a white noise and a heartbeat. Lightning is then seen in the sky, which is Chen's power. Also, I know you already know, but I was so happy when I found out my bias got married and has a daughter. Like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Moving on. Baekhyun is in Leon at 6:07, walking through the alleys while listening to my favorite song, El Dorado. Lights start to flicker as he looks back as if someone is following him. His earphones stop working and he gets a message. The lights go out and he starts running. He seems to have affected the whole city as all the lights turn off. He encounters a gate and hits the dead end. He turns around and is surrounded by light orbs. Lei is in Yunnan at 10:12. He rides a bike to a restaurant and orders something to drink. He is writing something on his phone when lights flicker and his phone screen malfunctions. I was trying to find that one meme where Sehun goes, "Oh Maya," and Lei jumps up like he does, but I can't find it for the life of me. Anywho, Lei runs out the shop and rides away. A flower appears through the concrete, which is his power of healing. Last but not least, we have Dio, who is in Colorado. He rushes downstairs and looks outside. He has visions of other members, which I think is him seeing the future. I also think that he's the only one who remembers everything as he is the most calm. His true powers are coming to light. His earth powers may have been a decoy, so then the Red Force do not pick up on his abilities. We rarely ever see him use his earth powers so far except for Mama, where he stomps on the ground. There are 7 marbles on the ground and he adds 3 more to make 10. This symbolizes the hardships they will be in once they reunite. There will be a lot of chaos. To sum up some of the points, the eclipse is their source of power. We have said many times, and I've mentioned many times, that once an eclipse forms, they start to use their powers as if they gain energy from it like we gain energy from the sun. The times represent when their powers come back to them, and it seems that they were teleported to these places after escaping the maze because the Red Force do not want them to be together. EXO uniting again means that they can destroy the Red Force and restore the Tree of Life. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment, share to other K-pop lovers and non-lovers, and subscribe if you want to see more content. Please do not hesitate to request any groups you want me to theorize next, or any mashups, rearrangements and covers you want me to do. I am open to any suggestions. I'll see you next time.